All right, guys, got to do something a little different here today. I'm going to kind of do a mostly unedited tune-up here on this Toro 22-inch recycler. It's got the Kohler engine on it. It runs, so it's just a typical tune-up. Here we go with the air filter. Clean up the air box. Usually replace the air filters. You could probably get away with cleaning them if they're not too bad. And then we kind of get some of the dust off around the engine here. And try to skip through some of the stuff that takes a little bit longer to do, but we'll try to get through this as quick as possible. So we'll move on to the spark plug. When I take the spark plug out, a lot of people want to replace the spark plug right away. I find it's not that important. If it's in good shape, not too black, and crusted or burned up pretty bad, you usually can get away with just cleaning it like this. Do a little bit of brake clean, hit it with a torch, and then I usually just hit it with like the wire wheel. After that, I usually put it on the spark plug tester and check the gap. Rinse that off one more time. When I'm doing the spark test, you usually want to see like a nice blue flame, kind of like on one spot, not all over the place. And the gap should be about 3/100 of an inch. So we'll put that in. Then usually what I do is I'll start it and let it run for about a minute. Just get the oil nice and warm and off the bottom, so it drains a lot easier. So I'll do that here. So a lot of the modern engines, you basically just drain the oil out of the fill hole. This is one of those engines that says never requires a oil change, and I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that. I'd rather change oil if I could, because in a perfect world, no dirt will get into the engine, but it's not like that. Dirt gets in there, so I think it's smart to do a good change. All right, while that's draining, we'll take the blade off. 5/8, I'm pretty sure, for the Toro. And then with the blade, get some of the packed on grass and dirt, just to kind of make it even when we go to balance it. So I take this to the vise. Just going to use a metal grinder, angle grinder with the metal grind on it. Don't forget your eyes and ears. I'll kind of fast forward this pretty quick. Basically what I do is make sure there's no mix coming out of the top of it, and then it's just going to be at around a 30-degree angle. Go back and forth there pretty uniformly. You want to avoid getting it too hot, so that if the metal starts turning black or blue, then you're getting it too hot. So you just make one pass along the backside, make sure there's no burr sticking off the back from hitting rocks and whatnot. Quick flip, do the other side. If you do this yearly, it's a lot easier to do. I see some that come in that haven't been sharpened in years, and you got to take a lot of material off. And if that material starts getting too far down and the blade starts getting smaller and smaller, then you got to replace it. I'm going to use a little balancing tool here. You can also just put like a nail on a wall and kind of hang it from there. Quick dab of anti-seize on the bolt, crank bolt, so that doesn't seize up in there. Makes it easy to come off next time. And we'll torque knock that down. The impact makes it real easy, a lot harder with hand tools. While this is here on the side, front wheel drive Toro, I'm going to take the bottom and top cover off, get some of the grass out of there, and clean it up. Check, and so I can also check the belt. This is just to get to the scraping here, just to get to those bolts, those 3/8 bolts. There's 2 there, and then there's 2 right behind the wheel, under the wheel. These bolts under here get rusty sometimes. They get stuck in your bits. I can't tell you how many times I've put my last bolt in and walked away from it and didn't realize that the extension was stuck in the machine still and lost it. So do a quick belt check, look for dry rot, glazing, tearing, any of that stuff. That looks nice and good, nice and clean, relatively new. Get these 2 bolts off of the wheels. And then we can take the top cover off. Sometimes that's really packed with grass. This is actually not that bad. If you do this regularly, you'll save your paint, save your belt. You can save on your drive mechanism there. So a nice and easy cleanup job there. That wasn't too bad. Let's get those bolts back on and the belt guide. Make sure that's nice and clean. Now these bolts are different than the ones that are under the wheel. They have like a shoulder to them. Make sure this kind of guides the belt around the pulley so you make sure it's done properly. See that? I almost lost another one. Luckily that wasn't my last one. All right, so that's good for underneath. We can set it back on the bottom. Go and fill the oil right away so we don't forget that. I use 10W30 synthetic. I think it takes about 0.6 quarts, somewhere around there, but just when you get close to like 0.5 quarts, just check it and double check it, run it, check it again. You'll see here I checked this multiple times after this just to make sure it's, because things kind of settle in a little bit. I want to make sure the level is just right. On this dial, you tap in, make sure it's all the way down, and double check. Deal with the drain oil. I'm lucky I have a shop nearby that takes it, that they give to a guy to burn. I'm gonna give it a start, let it run for a few minutes. Get a little puff of smoke there from the engine being on its side and some fuel getting down to this, but that's okay. I'm gonna check this oil now after I let it run. Should be right at the top of that line. That's where it is. So we're good. Next thing I like to do, we'll get the 1/2-inch socket out, and we're gonna pull the wheels off and clean up all the axles and behind the wheels and the drive gears, so that those axles don't get rusty and cause a lot of drag and make it harder to move. So I'll try to go through this pretty quickly. Try to fast forward this a little bit. I'll show you how to do one of them. If they're real rusty, you might have to like wire wheel it or sand it a little bit. These weren't too bad. Try to keep them, try to avoid the wire wheel because you might be taking the coating off and more likely to rust down the road, but try to clean it as best as you can. Brake cleaner does a good job. I'm just going to get inside the axles here. There's a metal collar in there. I keep that nice and clean. And it should spin real easy. This one has a, yeah, we're going to clean the drive gear out off a little bit. In and behind. There's a little washer right there where my finger is. It's like a shoulder washer. It has to sit into that piece of plastic properly, or otherwise you'll pinch against it and your wheel won't turn and you'll actually walk the wheel off it when you drive it. So we're going to do that same process, other wheel and then the back wheels, but I'll kind of like hop forward real fast. I'll show you, just review. Bunch of cleaning here. This might take me like 10 minutes, but should save, in the future. Less likely to grind up the plastic gears with that metal gear. Less likely to wear out the collar on the inside or the bolts. Luckily on these bolts are cheap and easy to replace. Some of the machines, the axles are part of like the bracket, and that's more expensive. I'll do the same thing in the back. So I'm just going to flip through this real quick, but little difference in the back wheel is, no drive gear, but it does have this washer. So make sure you don't lose that guy. Just kind of clean that off, throw that back on. Tuck that down. Make sure they spin nice. And same thing on the other side. I just did the same thing, just torque that down too. That's the wheels. Next thing I'm going to do, get this 10 millimeter out. Take the pull cord assembly off and do a deep clean underneath. I like to check the pull cord, make sure there's no tears, frays, anything like that. Clean all that dirt out of there. Put a little dab of silicone spray around the bolt and the paws. And a little in the spring there. We can oil that spring a little bit. Then I just like to get a little bit of the excess off. Make sure that moves in and out nice and good. You don't want too much of that grease or silicone laying around because that just attracts dirt. So set that out of the way. I'm going to pull this cowling off and get a good clean under here. Get some of that dust around the coil. Make sure the auto choke's moving correctly. It's not bent or hanging up. Get the dirt off the fins for cooling. And then that it can all go back together. Real simple to get that cowling off. I like this setup. 3 nuts, that's it. The only issue I ever have sometimes is when the nuts get, especially on the Hondas for some reason, I don't know why, when those 10 millimeter nuts get seized, it removes the entire bolt from the engine, and they're really hard to get off. Anyway, basically done here. I got one more thing to do. I'm gonna get my clamp here and my easy tack tachometer so we can get a reading on the RPMs. Pin that down, get it to start. I can just do it on a 2-cylinder. The antennas there on the side of there, so we'll hold that up against the spark plug. You can't see that, but I think it says like 2973 or something like that, or 20, like 28, something like that. So I'm gonna adjust this a little bit higher. You can hear the RPM go up a little bit. check it again. I want to be close to 3,000, 2,950 to 3,100, somewhere in there. Just a little bit more. Again, I can't see those numbers, but it should be close to 3,000. Good. We'll throw that air filter in that we got out in the beginning. I don't like to put the air filter in right away because with the engine being tossed around, gas can get by the carburetor and up into the intake, and then you basically soak your air filter before you even get to use it. That's basically it. I'm just gonna finish this up, check the oil one more time, and send it on its way. If you got any questions, guys, if you like this style, let me know in the comments. You can check out my other content up there at the top of the screen, and you can also check out my channel there at the bottom of the screen. Thanks for watching again. Appreciate the support, and I will catch you guys next time.